In here, farm 4, we have 4 houses, each of the same size. Each house is 120 meters by 25 meters. They are all standard, fitted with silos, vaccinating tanks, and they hold the same number of birds per cycle. My name is Boniface Gatimo, Farm 4 Manager, Udani Marge Holdings, Semto. Our visitor, when they come, the first step they do is showering from our shower block there. They change to a company attire, they put on clean gumboots, clean overalls, and clean headgears. So when you walk away from the shower block to the chicken house, you must first of all to dip your legs in the foot dip, which we normally put Kero for disinfectants. Then from there you enter the chicken house. There's the controller. This way you program it to run the house from day 0 to day 35. So this controller, it works out for what you have programmed it. You've seen the day 1 up to day 35. This was the kind of temperature I want. This is the ammonia I want in the house. This is the carbon dioxide in the house. The feeding system is as well connected to the computer. You see like this feeder line, this Auger 1, Auger 2, is also controlled. It's connected to an alarm. So when the parameters that you set are not right, either they are too high or too low, there's an alarm that normally is triggered. You come and attend to the alarms. So after you are done now, before you enter the chicken house, you have to sanitize your hands because you want to enter there when you are germs free, bacteria free. You don't want to carry to the chicken. So a second time you dip your feet in this also Kero, then you are free now to enter the chicken house and see how the chicken are faring. So when you enter the chicken house, there are some things that you have to look into because you want the chicken to be very comfortable. That's only when they can eat feed and take water, and they convert that feed and water into meat. So one thing that we normally do, this house has ventilation. The ventilation is you have a side vent ventilation and a tunnel mode ventilation. The side mode ventilation has 4 small fans set on the side that they normally run to exceed the unwanted temperature, unwanted air, unwanted carbon dioxide outside. So this is the temperature sensor, and inside this house we have 4 of these 4 sensors which relate the instant temperature to the control panel. Then this is also what we call CO2 sensor, carbon dioxide sensor. It senses the carbon dioxide within the house. It communicates to the control panel. Then there are some fans that are there to treat the CO2. They run to exit the CO2 which is excess other than what you have set. This is also the humidity sensor. Also senses the humidity within the house. If it's too much, the alarm comes on. If it's too low, the alarm comes on. It might be you are in another house, you hear the alarm calling in this house, you come and attend to the chicks. Now the tunnel ventilation, we have 11 big fans which normally run. On the side mode ventilation, the house requires those fans for only 14 days. After 14 days, now the tunnel mode ventilation takes over. Also on the ventilation, we have an emergency ventilation that you can see the curtains there, the blue curtain, you can see the blue curtains there. So when the system fails, you can use the curtain to lower the curtain manually so that the chicken conditions are not compromised. Another thing that we normally see, we make sure the feed is clean, the water is fresh so that the chicken can eat. We have 3 types of feed. We normally start with the broiler starter mash that we give for 14 days. And for those 14 days, each chick should have consumed 500 grams. Then from starter, we go to broiler grower stage that we normally give for 10 good days. And that 10 days, each bird is estimated to have eaten 1.1 kilo in those 10 days. From 24 days now, up to 35 days catching, we give broiler finisher pellet. The starter is in form of mash. The grower is in form of pellets, and the finisher is also in form of pellets. And the 4th type of feed we normally give for the last day's catching is called post-finisher. And each chicken can consume 120 grams in that one day to the catching. And it's estimated by the time of catching that 5 days, the chicken is normally 1.6 kilos to 1.8 kilos. So on average, you get an average of 1.75 kilos in those 35 days. But when you come to catching, to do the weight analysis, you come here with your scale, you take sample weights, you weigh over 100 chicken in each house, then you look for the average. Thus you are able to know, to estimate your weight when they go to the weigh bridge as they take them to the slaughterhouse. Then it comes to the water, these are the nipple lines. We adjust the level of nipples as per the age of the chicken because we want the chicken to be comfortable. The chicken does not have to stress when it's accessing water. And this, the water I'm carrying here, is also used to adjust. Even at the center of this house, there's a regulator to regulate the level of water. Also, the same with the feed, we adjust the feed lines as per the rate of growth of the chicken, so that's the feed and water. This house is 120 meters by 25 meters, and our stocking density is 20 chicken per square meter. Because when you put a higher density, the chicken don't grow well, And you also, when you put a small density rather than like 15 chicken per square meter, you are underusing the house. So we put 20 birds per square meter, the chicken can grow without competing on feed, without competing on water, and they grow. For us here, we grow our chicken from day 0 to day 35. Then after 35 days, we catch all the chicken, we take them to the slaughterhouse. Before we take our chicken to the slaughterhouse, there's something that we call the quality analysis. Let me show you how to do it. You take your chicken, you look at the legs, they are not burned by ammonia, and also the chest is not burned by ammonia. The ammonia burns are not affecting the feet of the chicken. So you can only achieve this quality if you manage your litter well. The litter should always be dry by turning. Every day you turn up to day 24, you stop turning. And when you find a portion of the house is wet, you pour fresh husks so that you make sure the chicken are also well comfortable. So that's how you know the quality is good. And the chicken, when they go to the slaughterhouse, they are not condemned. So that's how we do, ready to go. Thank you.